Alright, let's really dive into this because the rise of Shedeur Sanders, it's not just some nice little training camp story. This feels like one of those rare electric moments in football where we're watching a narrative get completely flipped in real time. And I want to take you all through it the way I've been seeing it. Because what Shedeur is doing right now, it's special, it's different. And if you're not paying attention, you're going to be late to the party. Look, it wasn't that long ago that Shedeur Sanders was sitting as the fourth-string quarterback on the Cleveland Browns roster. I mean, fourth string. That's practically NFL purgatory. That's the kind of placement where careers quietly go to die. You're not getting real reps, you're not in the rotation, and in most cases, you're just waiting to be cut. So when the reports first came out, especially that one bombshell from Mary Kay Cabot saying Shedeur was buried on the depth chart, you can imagine the noise. Social media lost its mind. People were saying, that's it. This guy's not ready. He's not built for this level. Critics were crawling out of the woodwork like roaches after the lights come on, quick to write him off before he ever had a chance to throw a meaningful NFL pass. They said he was only lighting up defenders who wouldn't even make the 53-man roster. They clowned him for not getting 11-on-11 reps. They said he needed to earn his way up, and I just sat back like, alright, let's see . Because see, while everybody else was jumping to conclusions, Shedeur was working, quietly, diligently, focused. He wasn't clapping back. He wasn't feeding into the negativity. He just went to work. And that's the part that's most impressive to me. This wasn't some fairy tale moment where the coaches handed him a promotion out of pity. Nah, this kid earned it. He took those reps with the 3s and 4s, and he made them look like starters. The ball placement, the touch, the command. In the huddle it was all there, and I've seen the tape. Man, I saw throws that made me sit up straight and go, wait a minute, that's not normal rookie stuff. I'm talking tight window throws, hitting receivers in stride, changing protections at the line. You don't do that unless you understand the game, unless you're studying, soaking up every bit of information, and preparing like you're already the starter Evan when nobody else is giving you that shot. Then all of a sudden, boom, he jumps Dylan Gabriel on the depth chart. Now he's taking second-team reps. That's not just some casual move. That's a statement. And it's not just about what Shedeur's doing physically, it's how the team is reacting to him. I've been paying attention to how the vets interact with him. You hear it in their voices. You see it in those mixed-up moments. Guys like David Njoku aren't just being polite, they're showing respect. And that matters. Because in the NFL, the locker room always knows. If you don't have it, your teammates will smell it a mile away. And Shedeur, he's got that it factor. I mean, just listen to what Denzel Ward supposedly said. He didn't even want to name drop, but we all know who he was talking about. He said Shedeur looks different from the rest of the competition. That's a Pro Bowl corner saying that a guy who's matched up with some of the best in the league, he's not tossing around compliments for fun. So when I hear that, it hits different. And now, let's talk about what Shedeur actually did to earn that jump. During minicamp, he didn't just look good, he dominated. I'm talking 7 of 9 passing, 3 touchdowns in one session. He had total command. He wasn't second-guessing. He wasn't hesitating. He was making reads, going through progressions, and delivering the ball with confidence. The kind of poise you expect from a seasoned starter, not a rookie fifth pick. And you know what's crazy? The same people who doubted him coming into the draft are now trying to find ways to save face. Well, he didn't have a traditional pre-draft process. He didn't hire the right agent. He didn't go to all the right workouts. Okay, but none of that matters if the kid can play. And he can play, period. That arm, live the decision-making, sharp, and the intangibles, off the charts. Even Stephen A. Smith, one of the most brutally honest analysts out there, went on national TV and said, this kid's mindset puts him ahead of the pack. That's not some random blog post. That's one of the most respected voices in sports media, giving Shedeur the full stamp of approval, and I'm right there with him. Because this ain't just about hype anymore. This is real. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be the Browns' starting quarterback week 1. I'm not jumping that far ahead. But what I am saying is this. If he gets reps with the ones, and I believe he will, he's got a legit shot to make things very uncomfortable for whoever is ahead of him on that depth chart. That competition is going to bring out the best in him, and if the same version of Shedeur we saw with the 3s and 4s shows up with the starters, man, watch out. And I get it, some people still want to downplay his success. It was just OTAs. It was against backups. Cool. But consistency builds confidence, and confidence opens doors. Every throw he's made, every rep he's taken, it's all been building toward this moment. And now the coaching staff can't ignore him. The players are buying in. The fans are buzzing. The media is starting to wake up. It's all coming together. The kid who was supposedly destined for the practice squad is now one promotion away from taking first-team snaps. And that's not by accident. That's the result of preparation, professionalism, and raw talent coming together at the perfect time. He's rewriting his own story, and I love to see it. So let's be real. This isn't just a cute underdog tale. This is the emergence of a legit NFL quarterback prospect. One who's got the locker room behind him, the coaches reevaluating their plans, and the fan base on the edge of their seats. If Shedeur keeps doing what he's doing, he's not just going to make the roster, he's going to change the conversation around this team. And I'm here for every second of it. If you're as hyped about Shedeur Sanders' rise as I am, hit that like button and drop a comment because I want to know if y'all see what I'm seeing. Let's rewind the tape for a second. Go back to the beginning of this offseason to rookie minicamp. Sanders came in as a 5th-round pick, right? The kind of draft placement that usually puts you in the maybe we'll see him next year category. 4th string on the depth chart, no real hype, just another name buried beneath the flashier picks. But from the minute he stepped on that field, something shifted. He wasn't wide-eyed, he wasn't rattled, he looked calm, composed, dialed in. And ever since that first week, he's been doing everything right. I mean everything. Every throw, every read, every weight room session, every rep. The kind of consistency he's been showing, that doesn't go unnoticed. Not in the NFL. That's the kind of thing that forces your way up the ladder. And sure enough, that's exactly what's been happening. Now, I keep hearing people say, wait a minute, why is Shedeur getting first-team reps? That doesn't make sense. And to that I say, why isn't he getting them? What has he not earned? Because from everything I've seen and everything I've heard from people close to the team, he's been the best quarterback in that room. Flat out. Joe Flacco, Hall of Famer, no doubt. But he hasn't had many opportunities out there. There was a whole day during camp where he didn't even throw a single pass. And I'm not throwing shade. Flacco's legacy is locked in, but this camp, it's about the future. And the Browns already know who their top 2 are. I'm telling you right now, they've already made the decision. Flacco's the experienced vet holding down the 2nd spot, but they've already got Sanders penciled in next to him. People are missing it. They're so busy focusing on Kenny Pickett and Dillon Gabriel battling it out, thinking that's the real competition, but nah, that battle, that's for 3rd string. Shedeur already left that level behind, and you want real validation. Look no further than what LaShawn Shady McCoy had to say. The guy's been around the league long enough to know real talent when he sees it. And when he says, nobody can say anything bad about Shedeur, he's that good, that carries serious weight. That's not hype, that's respect. From a guy who's shared locker rooms with MVPs and Super Bowl winners, McCoy's even gone as far as to publicly campaign for Shedeur to get reps with the starters, not just in mop-up duty. I'm talking about reps with the actual first-team offense top-tier receivers. Game speed pressure, the full experience. Because that's how you truly evaluate a quarterback's ceiling. And guess what? It's happening. Shedeur is now getting 2nd-team reps. One step away from leading the ones. And don't think for a second this has been handed to him. This kid has clawed his way here. He's earned every snap. He's earned every look. And what's even more impressive is the way he's handled it all. Let's talk mindset. Because honestly, that's what sets Shedeur apart the most for me. When he got bumped down to 4th string, most guys would have sulked. They'd get bitter, withdraw, maybe even mentally check out. And I've seen it happen, over and over again. But not him. Shedeur took that demotion and turned it into fuel. He saw every scout team rep, every throw in warm-ups, every meaningless play as a chance to prove something. To show coaches, teammates how, even the haters, that he's not here to fade quietly into the background. And when reporters asked him about that chip on his shoulder, you know what he said? I'm not here to prove people wrong. I'm here to prove myself right. That hit me. Because that's the mindset of a guy who believes. He knows what he's capable of. And he doesn't need validation from Twitter, the media, or even some of the doubters in his own building. He's got that internal engine, that fire. And while all that's been happening behind the scenes, the ripple effect around the Browns organization has been massive. Because now, people are starting to feel it. The energy changes when he's under center. You can see it in how the receivers break out of their routes with a little more urgency. You can see it in how the coaches are lingering a little longer during his drills. You can see it in how the defense, even the first-string guys, are taking him a little more seriously now. This isn't just about development anymore. This is about readiness. And then the numbers came in. Minicamp wrapped up, and the stats dropped. And guess who had the best completion percentage? Not by a hair, by a mile. Most touchdowns, 2, and he didn't even lead in total attempts. That means he maximized every chance he got. He was efficient. He was clutch. He was the guy. He beat out Kenny Pickett. He outplayed Joe. He left Dillon Gabriel in the dust, and the Browns drafted Gabriel before him. That should tell you all you need to know. Pedigree. Got Gabriel the early reps, but performance, that's where Shedeur took over. He didn't just pass the eye test, he beat the analytics too. And look, I don't root against anybody. I really don't. I hope Gabriel finds success somewhere. I hope Pickett bounces back. But if you're telling me there's still people out there who genuinely believe Gabriel is the better quarterback, come on now, you've got to open your eyes. If the Browns think that, they're the only ones. Because I've been evaluating quarterbacks for 30 years. And I'd be shocked and genuinely shocked if Gabriel ever becomes a legitimate starting QB in this league. I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm just being real. Thought so? Please take 2 seconds to hit the subscribe button, like the video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. Now, with Shedeur officially named the starter coming out of minicamp, this story is no longer about potential. It's not about what-ifs. It's about now. He went from 4th string, overlooked, Dismissed? To starter. And this wasn't a handout. This wasn't a gimmick. This was earned. Through grit. Through poise. Through execution. And to me, this is what the game is all about. This is the heart of football. A young man comes in with a dream, gets hit with a dose of reality, gets pushed to the edge and, instead of folding, he fights, he locks in, he trusts his process. And now, the Cleveland Browns might have just unearthed their diamond in the rough. So when you see that number 12 take the field this season, I want you to remember this journey. Remember where it started. Remember how everyone counted him out? Because this is what happens when real talent refuses to stay buried. It rises, it climbs, and eventually it shines brighter than anyone ever expected. And I'm just getting started covering this story, because I don't think this is the peak, I think this is just the beginning. The rise continues. And you better believe, I'll be here every step of the way to cover it. Thanks for watching, and see you next one.